Hi, welcome. My name is Annika and this is Luminex. And today we are gonna be doing a pick a card tarot spread. And what the main theme of this message shall be is, since we are around Valentine's Day, and today also is the full moon in Leo, I believe. The main thing is, so how do we let go of things that do not serve us in the past and build a bridge to living our best lives? So living as our most authentic and expressive and true selves, while leaving the past behind and what does not serve us behind. And so I have created a spread and we are gonna go with that and see how that works and how that goes. So I am a intuitive channeler and reader, and so I have different card decks here with me and some different tools that we'll use. And I'm just gonna show you 3 different cards and then we'll read the same spread for each of those piles. And if you want to listen to multiple, you can. I'm sure that there's probably messages or themes throughout all of it. That's usually how it goes. And then we're just going to use cards to clarify and to bring stronger messages through. And my intention with all of these is to bring us all into greater union with our higher selves, our truest, most authentic selves, and all that comes through. I intend to be for the highest and the greatest good of all. With that, I would like to invite all benevolent guides and ancestors and angels into this space, all energies that are here for the greatest good of all, to guide and assist in truth. May you keep this space clear, protected, and safe, and may you help bring this video messages and all that needs to come through exactly to those people and souls that will benefit the most from this. I intend to open up, to be clear and open and receptive, while also playing and finding what feels fun and good. So with that, let's bridge this gap and take this energy, what once was, all that we once had, and bring it over into something new. So, 3 cards. Number 1, pile 1 is called Keepers of the Earth. This is pile 1. The bottom it says, "You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you." So that's option 1. Option 2 is the ever unfolding rose. And that one says, "Cracked open, it's happening for you, not to you." And then option 3, we have get grounded. It says, "Empaths, highly sensitives, connect with nature." Immediately, I already see a thread between these 3. But I'm going to hold them up for you and see which one resonates the most. And I will put timestamps down below in the description box. And you can pick on which one feels right. Okay. Pile 1. Welcome. You chose Keepers of the Earth. So I already see the connection with the other 2 piles through the rose. I think she only has roses on her crown, but it feels like a rose energy down here. And then I saw like this face in the second card feels like an ancestor. So maybe pile 3 as well. And there's just roses anyway. Okay. So we're gonna start with tarot. What calls to me most about this card is the animals on it, honestly. It looks like there's angel wings, Machu Picchu in the background, eagles, statues, the earth, the moon, Saturn, whales. Oh, it's so beautiful because the whales are at the top. The whales are like, so it's like water and then whales right below. And then all else is underneath. So the world and the moon and the angels and the wolves and the eagles and the ancestors are all just beneath the surface of the water. So that makes me feel like this is what's supporting you in the subconscious, and you have this like ability to tap into, connect with, and talk to the energies and the beings right below conscious awareness. So that's animal spirits and the land and the earth and ancestors and even planetary energies are kind of portals that we can talk to and communicate to, but also move through. We can also like use them as kind of energetic highways to travel through. I also noticed that the woman at the top, the ancestor that's guiding, it's so beautiful because it looks like she has wings, but they're actually just whales. If you see up here, they're whales, but they make it look like she has these great wings. So maybe there's something in past lives that give you this great kind of angelic wisdom, things that you have learned, or even in your ancestral history, that gives you these great angelic kind of abilities. Yeah, what you have experienced before is what has created this light and this being and this ability to just shine so fully from an angelic, pure, loving space. And the thing is, like, angels have free will. We all have free will. But I believe that angels use their free will to be messengers and to work directly for the divine because of how fulfilling it is, how fulfilling that feels. So I feel like maybe one of the messages is we all have free will, always. But it's, what do you want to use your free will for? Is it to bring you into greater union with the angelic aspects of yourself, so that you may communicate with angels and spirits and animals and the earth, in the sky and the sea, and just like light directly. So we can use those abilities and our free will in that to work for the divine. And the work is fun. We know it's meant for us when it feels fun. So it's just aligning our free will with divine will. And that, I believe, is what may fulfill us the most. And we can still use our free will for whatever it is that we wish. But in that aligning with divine will, I feel like are able to receive all the more blessings because it is so directly connected to the source, to just pure truth. from that message, I saw her hands that are open in a receiving gesture. So now I've gone into that. To receive the messages. Okay, I had a spread laid out that I wrote out and I talked about, saying it would be this bridge spread. And I wrote out a plan that I could do, and maybe we will follow that. But there's a part of me that feels like, in what I was just talking about, surrendering free will to the divine, I'm being guided to do something else, which feels like it's a message from a great grandmother or a great ancestor from your lineage, or from the collective lineage. Maybe it's great grandmother cedar, the tree spirit, or great grandmother willow. But I feel called to do something else than what it is that I had planned, which I feel like is also part of this message. I feel like the intentions that we set in the beginning are still true. So we are coming from this place that we once were and bridging the gap to our truest, most authentic selves, to living our best and brightest lives. But maybe that comes through a more free-flowing way than the structure that was initially created. Because there still is structure in this sequence through the intentions that we set, that becomes the vessel, that becomes the river channel for energy to move through. But it also provides this freedom to allow the water and the consciousness and the light and the love and all that is to just move through in whatever ways it wishes to. So maybe it's to have the structures of intentions while also allowing the openness for flow. So with that, I feel like, let's see. What does one of your ancestors have to say? And I also intend to just see all things clearly, easily, freely. I got God on the back. So these are archetype cards. So I feel like they tell a story. I mean, all of this is a story that we tell. And we choose what we want to align with in it, or what resonates. I feel like we need to narrow it down. The energy feels kind of like it's been scattered. Kind of similar to how the wings, the whales are, and they channel right down into her heart, which is the earth. Dang, this is so beautiful. Okay, what do ancestors of Pile 1 have to say? Benevolent ancestors, messages for the highest good of all, great grandmothers, grandmothers. Samaritan. It says refines your capacity to help those you would prefer to ignore. So maybe one of your grandmothers, I feel like they were like a great guide or a great help to those in the community. I feel like they might not have been necessarily that. They were known for the good that they brought to those around, but I don't think they necessarily had a super big following, if that makes sense. Like, they weren't famous or anything, but they were famous in the way that every single person that they affected and every person that they came into contact with was changed by what they brought. It feels like they were, they lived like a simple, ordinary, maybe suburban kind of life. Just like typical, maybe a school teacher or a nurse, or I'm seeing someone like on a street corner kind of, but just like helping people there, like, I don't know, not like selling newspapers necessarily, but like maybe they had like a shop and it was like right out front of the shop. Yeah, they just impacted the people that walked by or the people that came in. And so it's like everywhere that they would go around town or just around their maybe smaller community, they impacted in a really great way. And they lived a more quiet, humble kind of life, but what they shared really spread a lot of love. So they were really well known just by, like, people would talk about them and it would create this kind of light feeling, like their hearts would kind of light up a bit, like a golden white light in their hearts. So it's like their name was like known and it was spread around, but like kind of like through air, it was spread through like this lightness. And so they were known in that way, but it's not like they necessarily were like center stage or right. Yeah, so they were known through the impact that they made through their everyday life and their everyday living. And I feel like that's like what they committed to most, was just like living well and sharing the life that they lived and the love that they lived. But it wasn't super lavish. It was pretty like humble, pretty just like, yeah, I don't know if ordinary is the right word, because the impact that was made was so beyond ordinary. Like everybody knew them, but just from the love that they shared. And it wasn't a super over the top thing. It was really natural. What more can we say about this? Okay, I have the trickster in reverse. And this says manipulating others through duplicity. Duplicity. Is that like duping someone, like showing them a false face? Okay. I have a feeling that there might have been someone else in this ancestor's life. Maybe a brother. It feels like a man, truthfully. It might not be. The thing is, this, I don't think this is gender specific, but I feel like this whole message is related to like the feminine and the masculine energies, whether they contribute or like whether they're attached to an actual man or an actual woman, like through gender, if that makes sense. Like I feel like I'm trying to figure out how to say this well. Yeah, I don't think it is super gender specific, let's just say, but it is attached to the feminine and the masculine kind of energies. So it feels like there was someone else in this person's life who was a trickster, who would play these games. This one's upside down. So here, this was the first card of them helping. This is, and then there's this trickster, but this one was upside down. So I'm taking the shadow from that. Where they would kind of use this person. I don't think this person as in the ancestor, was necessarily, like, they were affected by it because it was from someone that was close to them in their life. But I don't think they necessarily were brought down by it that often. Maybe behind closed doors a bit, it affected them. But I feel like it was more so just this different energy that didn't share the same values or the same kind of output that this benevolent ancestor had. Feels like there was this other energy in their life. Maybe it was a husband, or like a father, or a teacher, or a priest, or a brother, or maybe it was a sister, or someone, an aunt, that was really close to them. Like they kind of had to be close. They weren't really allowed to be away from each other necessarily. Like they could, but it wasn't an easy thing. Like it was like either family reunions or like actually living together, or like, and it felt like this energy would trick people, would show them a face, and I felt like they were more in the front of things, if that makes sense. Like they were more of like a center stage kind of person, because they would use their tricks and their wits to manipulate people. They would, they put on a good show, let's say, but it wasn't always for the best of all. Like the intentions in it were to trick and to kind of take and grab rather than to help and to uplift. What else do we need to know? Okay, I feel like the oh my gosh, where are we going with this? I feel like the person who was known, the ancestor, was also a healer. I feel like both of them together though. Wait. What do I need to do with that? Okay. Just taking a moment here. I feel like the grandmother, the great grandmother, was a healer. Through what she did, what they did. They just healed people with their presence and with their essence. And maybe they weren't super aware of what it is that they could do, what it is that they shared with people. I feel like the trickster knew that about them, knew that they were so capable of kind of just healing people with their energy, with what they had to share, that's kind of why they came in a way, or why they stayed around, is because they also were healed by this person. And I think maybe they didn't know how to heal themselves. I feel like there was, like, I feel like they weren't, how do I say that? I feel like they knew themselves, but also they weren't fully connected. Like, I think they were kind of afraid to open up. Not the trickster spirit, but the great grandmother, great grandfather, the ancestor. Probably something in childhood where they were hurt or they were wounded, and it made them close off from the outside world a bit, or they thought that they had to hold themselves together and be the one to protect themselves. It felt like these kind of gray clouds that were coming in, when what they really are and what they really do is actually heal people. It's like they didn't necessarily know their whole power when they were alive. They really, really had a great impact on people, like astronomical impact, because they just changed people's lives through what they did. But I don't think they necessarily knew. It just happened. They would just heal people, and I think that might have contributed to like self-esteem maybe, or just I don't know, self-esteem, but maybe it's more that's why they stayed near this trickster energy, this other person that was manipulating, because I think they just didn't necessarily know the true power that they held. And honestly, I feel like what I'm getting from this is it's like one of your ancestors that is like literally an earth angel who didn't, they affected everybody in such an incredibly positive way, but they died before they recognized that in themselves. Like I feel like they knew it, but they didn't always see it because they were still kind of hiding behind this other person, or they were still allowing this other person to like be in the forefront when it was them who was really the one that was healing others. And honestly, what I got was that this energy has been transferred over to you in order to be the one to recognize and to remember and to know that this power has also been given to you. And the spirit of this ancestor is with you, guiding you, because they know what it's like exactly to be in spaces where people may be changing the reality around you or trying to get you to see a reality that's not true for you, because they know your power and they know your healing abilities and how you really just affect people in such a positive way through what you do. It's natural, and I feel like it's like it's a gift that's been passed along and down through your ancestors to you now, because it's like this is your lifetime to live that fully and to recognize that, and to recognize how much of a healer you are just naturally. It's just like it just like flows out of your body like easily. It's not like it always has to be this hands-on thing, but it definitely is a hands-on thing when you do come into contact with people. But you heal people through just your essence. And I feel like the advice is you don't need to necessarily rebel against your power. Like you're supported by this family ancestral tree. There are beings that walk with you that know exactly what this is like, because they have lived lifetimes on earth in pretty much exactly your same shoes. Like we wear different outfits and we have like different technologies and stuff, but they know the exact frequency and energetic makeup of what it's like to be surrounded by people that are positively affected, and also to have another person in the energetic space that is not working for the greatest good of all, that is tricking people, and they know what it's like. And I feel like the advice is to like, I see the angel here, they're like holding themselves so tightly. It's like to let go, to like know how supported you are by this familial tree, no matter what your relationship is with your direct family. It's like your ancestors have you, and they've passed along these gifts and these blessings to you so that you can ground this energy into your reality. You're here to remember it now so that you can live it, so that you can live in your angelic light for the highest good of all, to heal the earth, to speak to these spirits and to hold the earth in your hands and to share. And yeah, you're an earth angel and that's it. And your ancestors are here with you to guide you in this because they know what it's like. And it's a blessing that's been passed down to you. I do feel like there is something to say about Grandmother Cedar and Grandmother Willow. The trees, if those are in your bioregion, connecting with them, I feel like will help you connect to your ancestors, will help you connect to these beings who know what it's like, that are here supporting you, that have walked this path before you, have set up everything for you to be the one to activate all that they have learned in this lifetime. They have passed it over to you so that you can be the one to live it and to share it and to fully embody it. And maybe it is your time to be the one on stage, or just with a more outward impact, because the amount of healing and love and blessings that you give the earth just through being you is ready to be expanded on a larger scale. It's for the whole earth. Everything that you do, even if you may doubt yourself, is for the highest good of all. And this is the lifetime to be the one seen for the good that you do and to be rewarded for it. It's now's the time, now's the lifetime, and it's not something that we have to rush. We never should rush any of this. We take it slow and we take it at our own pace, but it's just having that awareness and that knowingness that, okay, this is what has been set up before me. This is what was allowed for me. This is the paths that have been walked before, that have now been given to me. And it's my blessing and my right to use my free will if I wish to live in this light and to share. Like, you still do share this energy and this love with all others, but now's the lifetime to do it more seen. And the thing is, it'll happen naturally. And it'll feel good to do, and to be seen in this way. It'll be, just natural. And I feel like it will change things in others. But it'll be natural and it'll be easy. And your ancestors are with you. One more card. Guides. I feel like the trickster energy, the dupe that is being played, is it destroys other people's dreams a bit. It's an intoxication with destructive power, destroying things that aren't meant to be destroyed. What more should I say? Okay, I got the Void card, which is like a pretty big one, because it's just like that empty space for creation, its infinite potential. I feel like, okay, the healing that is happening, the healing that is just shared with others naturally, changes this destroyer, this shadow destroyer aspect in the trickster energy. It switches that desire to just like sabotage other people, like tricking them to sabotage, and it switches it into, what does it switch it into? Yeah, an ability to delight in our dreams, to take delight in having fun, to like exploring all these other different things, to living a life of balance through playing in all these different ways, like through art or cooking or exercise or music, singing, relationships, all these things. The healing that you bring changes the shadow of the trickster who may wish to destroy people's dreams, and it changes that energy into one where it shows the beauty of living a well-rounded life. It like breaks down the like super narrow focus of only having one set track that sometimes can become blinding to us when we aren't led from a true space, because the heart loves to flow and loves to have these options and this openness and this like ability to expand. And it feels like sometimes if we get a set goal, a really specific thing that may not stem from the heart, it may have roots in the heart, but it may have become warped in some ways. And it feels like that trickster energy is really connected to just that narrow vision of what needs to be. And that feels like it's based on like more egoic things rather than living a really well-rounded life that has a lot of different things on the table. Like variety is pretty good. Having different things that we can dwell in and explore and play with. It feels good for the heart to have different toys, different modalities that make us feel alive and well. So I think, yeah, it's helping. So the healing that you bring is healing that in another, or maybe an aspect of yourself. And this healing is what's been passed down to you. To help broaden the mind and the heart and all of our energy centers, to just expand them for others so that we see a really clear view and a clear picture of all that's possible, and it's not just one direct thing. Grandmother Cedar loves you. I get chills, and Grandmother Willow Sister Sway. Anything else? What should I say? Open your heart and trust where it is being led. The light attributes of the healer card says passion to serve others by repairing the mind, body, and spirit. Ability to transform pain into healing. The thing is, we do that through following what feels good, through following our hearts, through following really just what makes us feel alive and well. Yeah, that's how you heal. That's how you heal others, through feeling this expanse and feeling what feels fun. And allow yourself to play and to do different things. It's what makes life beautiful and abundant and joyful. Need not fear the void. It's a gift and it has many lessons. Okay, that's what I got for you. Thank you so much, Pile One. If you feel called to stick around for others, feel free. But that was already like 30 minutes, so thank you for being here. This was really fun. And never forget how supported you are. You have these beings around that are helping you and guiding you, and they know exactly what it's like to walk this path. Okay, thank you. All right, pile 2. We got the ever unfolding rose. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Cracked open. It's happening for you, not to you. All right. This one feels a little bit saucy. This one feels like we're getting into the sacral center. Getting into that like yummy, pleasurable, abundant, beautiful, joyful life. And it does feel connected to pile 3. The rose, and look at all those roses. And pile 3 was also connected with the ancestor spirit in the back. Okay, yeah. So this feels like this sacral center. This feels like pleasure. I heard the word joie de vivre recently, and that just like, it just made sense to me. Yeah, like delighting in our senses and in our sensuality and the flow of water and life and beauty and like the lusciousness and like scent and all the things, like lighting a candle, moving, dressing, sexual things too, meditating, all these things that really get our pleasure centers moving and flowing, like just like simple touch or like lotions or body oils or like just like self-massage. All these things, they feel related to this card, and it feels like this rose is, yeah, just like that power center, and it's like connecting the heart to the sacral center and truly just opening, like falling back into this pleasure, knowing that you are worthy of it. You have this whole freaking sand pit to play in. Like there's no holding back in whatever it is that you wish to do. Like this is the space for play. I feel like there honestly is like a feeling like this has been locked out in some ways. Like with the bars up here, it's like you may have felt locked off from this part of yourself in some ways. But now's the time to truly open up to it. It feels like, okay, you may have felt locked out of it and not fully like in it. It feels like dry a little bit. But then at the bottom where she's opening up is all this water, and the water is the flow. The water is like the allowing of this desire to just like move through and to like manifest in your life and to live in like a sensual, open way. With pile 1, I talked about this. Had an idea for a spread I was gonna do. Maybe we'll do it, but like I'm just flowing with that, whatever comes. And it might not be what we expect, but the intention has been set, and so that's what holds the space for us. I feel like the bars up here feel like locked out from this for some time, but now it feels like it like holds like this sacred kind of safe space to explore this like opening and this unfolding of pleasure that we just like fall back into. I saw this and it kind of reminded me of like a wood ear mushroom, like on a tree. So like fungi, or like, oh, it's like these like the root, the like mycelium network of the earth is just like connecting like all of us and all of these energies. And I feel like maybe like medicinal mushrooms could be helpful in opening up these centers. And it doesn't have to be psychedelic mushrooms. It can be like cordyceps or lion's mane or just other mushrooms. But I feel like there's just so many mushrooms that are just good for us in so many different ways that connect these different pathways in our brain, like especially if we set an intention before consuming them. I feel like they can be really great teachers and helpers in helping us to open and to fall back and to flow into these pleasure states that really make our minds and our bodies and our beings feel this like overflowing ecstatic bliss that is just a birthright. That is who we are. That's what we deserve. That's like we weaved this into the essence of our being because we know that this is possible. We know that this is what is right for us. We know that this is just like one of the gifts of life, is living a really just pleasurable and sensual and open existence and experience. And I feel like now's the time that you're finally ready to open up to it, and the waters are there to support and to help. And maybe it was something that was kind of locked in the shadows out of maybe shame. I see shame up here, like if this was like a church or some religious shame, or even just like familial shame, shutting that like made you feel like you weren't allowed to be a sensual person or connected to your pleasure centers. I feel like this is all changing though. And there are tools and tricks and tips. Maybe not tricks. There's tools and there's tips and there's energies that are supporting this expanse. This full just like surrender back into like love and pleasure and divinity and like orgasm. It's just like a surrender back into what feels good and feels right. And right now it does feel like it's kind of not hidden necessarily, but it's like away from view. And not saying that you need to share all of this with people all the time and it has to be a super open thing for you, but I feel like there's going to be this expanse beyond the card, beyond the confines of the building that it kind of seems like right now. It's a safe space to explore this pleasure and this openness, but I feel like at some point your energy is going to grow and expand way beyond, way out of even what this card could hold, and you will be able to live in like this open kind of surrender dance with life where it's like pleasure is just second nature and there's no need to hide it away. And right now the like hiding away feels like it's like a safe space to keep that contained, but soon it's going to be just this great magical dance with life that it's like so out there, like everything flows and adds to this. But for now, let's just focus on the unfolding and trusting that one day it will expand out. It will expand beyond the confines of four walls. So, Spirit, where should we go with this? I'm gonna eat a quick snack, which feels like part of this pleasure experience, to delight in all of our senses. This also connects to card number 3, which is to get grounded. And eating is a very grounding exercise, or grounding thing. I don't know if eating could be considered an exercise, but so I feel like it's like to allow yourself to experience pleasure in all ways And allow yourself to be seen in it. Allow it to feel good. Whether it's dancing, singing, eating, playing, just experiencing yourself, a partner, like touch, music. Allow it to feel good. And like it's okay to just like be in it and to really feel all of it and what it feels like and what it looks like. And to remember and to know that this is part of what we're worthy of. Spirit. Okay, I actually think I am gonna go in with this bridge spread. We're gonna, that's so, oh my god, that's perfect. What's on the back of the deck is the Femme Fatale. And it says it highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, opens your heart. It then says when your dependency is rejected. I think this has to do more with yeah, if that resonates for you, then take it. But what worked for me was it just highlights the erotic energy of the feminine, and it just opens your heart to be connected to these, because all of our energy centers are connected. All parts of us are connected. When we open to one, we clear the blocks in one, it helps us like connect to these other parts of us and like really bridge the gaps. I guess we are doing this bridge spread. Like it bridges the gaps in the so-called different parts of us, but we are all one organism. We are all one moving piece. It's not separate things. And so when we really like get into like the sensual honey of life, the beauty, the richness, it then allows us to expand even more in our other energy centers, like our heart or our third eye or our crown or even our voice. It can ground us into life. It can help us feel more confident. All these different things that make us feel more whole and complete. Connecting to this energy opens that up. It like opens up that gate that we may have once felt locked out of shame of being a sensual being, of loving life and all that it has to offer. Maybe that was from religion, maybe it was from family, but now's the time to bridge over that, to move from that space into this really just yummy, delicious, juicy life. Like playing with life. And not in the way that we like hurt others. I guess that would come from like a wounded sense of play. But instead coming from like a joyful, delightful sense of play. Yeah, embracing the eroticness of life and our being. Okay, so I'm gonna say that this is current energy. If we are opening up to that rose, yeah, guides. All right, the shadow in that says it's the Exorcist, the shadow of the Exorcist. It says the fears of facing your own demons. So It feels like there may have been energies tied to kind of erotic or sensual energies that there were shadows in, that like maybe your power got muddled, or maybe you used your power in a way that wasn't always for the greatest good of all. It might have been a little bit self-serving at times, or just maybe it became an addiction, or yeah, like it felt like the only way to do something. What do I mean by that? I feel like there was like a block. Why was this blocked? The shame of really surrendering back into it, because there was this fear that there were these shadows that might come out within it, because the shadows is what we've just locked away. And so like there's like the fear that in opening up to this, then all of this energy that we haven't seen in a long time may come back up to the surface, that may frighten or bring up old memories, things that we haven't seen in a bit. And that doesn't mean that they're going to be bad. It just means that they're unseen. And when it says fear of facing your own demons, I think demons oftentimes are just thoughts. So maybe it's thoughts around living a sensual life. There's that fear of this one says, okay. I feel like one of these shadows may be holding on really tightly to control in these spaces, even when you know that water and sensuality and pleasure is just a God-given right. And yeah, it's our birthright. There's like a holding on to it out of fear that it'll get out of control, maybe, or that it may turn into an obsession or like an old way of being. How should Pile 2 face these fears? To live their most sensual, open life, always in alignment with what feels good and right for you in each moment. Don't take what I'm saying as you have to then just be super open all the time. It's totally up to you in each moment based on what feels right and what feels safe. But the energy here is saying that it is safe to now open up to, and that it is safe to now face the shame, and to know that you don't need to feel ashamed anymore of delighting in the life that you live, in delighting in your senses. That when it is grounded, when you are staying true and aligned, using your free will to stay balanced and true to yourself, then it will never turn into obsession. Obsession, I believe, happens when we're not grounded in reality. When it feels like only one thing will fix us or help us or save us. And we just turn to that one thing over and over and over again. But when we stay grounded and we realize that delighting in our senses is something that we can do all the time, and it's through just living really embodied, this helps us open up to live and to experience this in a way more grounded way. And it does then allow like the dust to settle, so it allows things that may have been hidden to then come out and come up to the surface. But those are not necessarily bad. It's just things that we didn't see, and maybe it's part of ourselves that we locked away in this life or another, or when we were children. But it's bringing these back up and out, and to be shown, to be seen, to be loved. Yeah, and that there's really nothing to fear anymore. You're in a safe container. You can create a safe container for yourself. Create a nest. Pillows, blankets, candles, darkness. You can just create a nest, and you can even just lay in it and really feel what it feels like to be in your body, to move your energy throughout your body from the tip of your toes to your head, your fingers, what it feels like to just like to be in your own space, your own embrace, in your own energy. And to honor what all comes up in that, because there has been things that have been locked away out of shame, but that's okay. And now is the time to open up to it again, because you are safe to actually heal it. And you are a healer, and you know how to naturally heal that for yourself. It's something that you need not question. You know what to do. Tune into this space when you have the time and the space to get still, to get quiet, to feel. You are a healer. And simply just let go, surrender, fall back into the embrace of the rose. You can even just call on the rose, the energy of rose. Say, please guide me, please hold me, please help me open up to living a life of pleasure and expanse, and help me and guide me and help me to move through and out all that blocks or inhibits or prevents me from living a life connected to my sensuality, and allowing what needs to come up, if that's tears or anger, if you need to write a letter, if you need to burn paper or whatever it is, scream or thrash around or punch a pillow, cry, laugh, play, sing. Just be with yourself in whatever way it needs to get that energy unlocked and unblocked, and trust yourself that you know what to do. And it's safe to trust yourself again, and that you are held and that you are guided in this. And that there really is no thing to fear, that it's a portal, and to live sensually connected to yourself is a portal to these realms beyond our human comprehension. And when I say beyond human comprehension, that doesn't mean that we don't experience them. It just means that the traditional 3D human sense, it hasn't been taught to us. But we are infinite souls that have infinite awareness and comprehension. So it is something that we can experience and explore and play through. But it's like, and we just bring that into our human vessels and into our human experience. Pleasure is a portal. I learn something new every day. All right, what else do we need to know? Environment. The environment of where you currently are. Okay, this is so perfect. This is so perfect for Valentine's Day. Look at the hedonist. Look at her with that fruit. She's just like literally delighting in all of her senses. It says, inspires creative energy to embrace the good things in life. Celebrate the beauty in yourself. So maybe it's like literally just creating an environment where you can delight in all your senses. Setting the right lighting, putting out snacks, chocolate, water, tea, fruit, anything that like makes you feel good. Spices, lighting a candle, burning some sweet smoke. All these things, putting on clothing that makes you feel beautiful and also comfortable. Music, all these things that like make you feel this wonderful, yummy goodness, that make you feel connected to yourself and to your body and to your being, that make you feel like you can explore, that you're safe to explore. I think it's saying just follow what feels good in that, to create an environment that can help you live in this way. And maybe it's just for a time, a set period of time, or maybe somehow it starts to weave itself into your life, where then, if this feels related to the, like when I was saying earlier about like it expanding beyond the card, like where then it can just be your life, where it's just like a natural thing to just like have some good music going, a candle burning. I keep saying a candle burning. They're powerful and they really help. Where it just becomes this natural, easy thing to like flow from one thing to the next when you're in your like your home or your safe space, or like out in nature. Maybe you have like a collection of things that you can bring with you to like create like a little den, a little nest, where you can just then like play and like move and expand and experience, like based on what you would like to do in each moment, rather than like having one set thing and putting that away and another set thing and putting that away. It's like having like all these things kind of like flowing at the same time. And then like, maybe we put some things away and we go on to other things, like to make sure that we like still keep things like clean and put together in some ways. But also the thing like with play is that like it gets messy, and that's like one of the most beautiful parts about it, is that we can just like really just unfold with it and just allow it to like move us and flow with us, like because we are just the ones who are here to experience it. That's like what we came here to do, is like just to live and to like experience and to feel like how good it feels to be alive. And sometimes just having these different things that like really delight us and like make us feel lovely, that make us feel divine, just having them accessible allows us to really just flow with it. I do want to emphasize the importance of staying just grounded in it, which means just present in your body. It means just like in your body, conscious of what's happening, what's going around, and not necessarily to control it, but just to like to know that it's safe to be in the body and to experience all that there is, to move in ways that feel good, that feel like home. That is what the healing is just to live in a way that feels like home to us. So I think one of the fears from the shadow might be at one point see the angel upside down? I see just that she's holding herself. There was a fear of going too overboard with it, maybe. Maybe that's sex, maybe that's drugs or alcohol or food or any other kind of just compulsive behavior, any obsessive behavior. There's like this fear of like, oh, if I dive into this, if I like go into my sensual, pleasurable essence, then I may go back to a space where I went too deep and I went too far, where I like was too open and I didn't stay grounded in it. I feel like what Spirit wants you to know is that you have grown a lot. You've grown a lot from that place. And now opening up to the rose, to a life of pleasure, you don't need to hold on so tightly anymore. And that you have grown from what once was, the old patterns and the old ways. Yeah. You don't need to worry about falling back into those because of where you now are at. Which is really, honestly, grounded and true. And yeah, I really just feel like Spirit is saying that it's okay and that it's safe to open up now and to be free, and there's no need to hold on so tightly anymore. And even if at one point it did go to the extremes, you can trust yourself to guide yourself that it won't get to that space anymore. Yeah, you can check in with Spirit throughout. Ask where to go and what to do, but when you really are just connected to your body, it's quite hard to go far out. It's hard to get away from your truth because you're so in it. You're living in it, directly in it. There's no running away. It's just experiencing. Yeah. And then to recap, maybe calling on magic mushroom or non-magic mushrooms, but all mushrooms are magic just because they're creatures of magic. Just there are support and there are teachers out there that can help us in this. Yeah. Anything else? Okay. One final thing. I'm seeing the Lovers card in reverse. And what I see in that is you don't need a partner to explore sensuality with yourself. You don't need to have someone else to show you how to do it or to be there with you. If you do have a partner and they are open to exploring and living in this way with you and to holding you and seeing you in that, then that is a true gift, and I invite you to talk about it and share that. But you don't need a partner to explore and to experience this. This is your birthright, and sometimes the most magic that we can feel is within the safety and the comfort of our own hands. Because what we cultivate within and for ourselves, we then can share with others, but it's usually best created from our own selves and then shared outward. Yeah, so I guess what I have to say for that one is just, you don't need someone else to do it. You can do it on your own. You can do it with yourself, to explore and to play in whatever way that means for you. You've got this, and I love you, and I'm excited to see where this journey takes you as you open up to living free and living alive and in love with life. Thank you for being here, and that is your message. Okay. Okay. Pile 3. Get grounded, baby. Look at that. This is for empaths, highly sensitives, and a reminder to connect with nature. This is definitely really connected to those 2 other piles. The roses from the earth. I talked about great-grandmother's cedar and willow, and there's all these trees in the back. And the roses of the earth. It feels like, so some of the other messages were about like exploring like pleasure, and I feel like in grounding, connecting to the earth, that is how we are able to explore pleasure in newer ways. Aligning our energy centers. It feels like, is that called the soul star chakra, and the heart chakra and the root chakra are what light up the most. So it's our connection to like all that is, like the infinite one. Our heart, which is like the bridge between that and then the earth. So it's the bridge between heaven and earth. It comes through our heart space. And our ancestors are here with us. Our benevolent ancestors are of love and of light, who have lived these human lives before, who have also been the ages that we are. They were once children, they were once teenagers, and then adults, and then old. They grew old. And they are who are here with us, who have guided us, and they know what it's like to live this life. I feel like the root, this isn't even the root though, this is like the is it called the earth star chakra? So it's like really, like it's way beyond even our own individual vessels chakra system. They still are ours, but it's connected to like the complete cosmos the complete earth through our heart. That is how we bridge, we bring these two together. That's how we unify heaven and earth. This feels really light. This feels really just peaceful. Even the hand mudras, I don't know if it's a mudra necessarily, if she's just having her hands down, but this is the way we ground our energies, through putting our hands down. So it feels like just like surrendering and allowing the earth to hold us, to really just like let go, and allowing the earth to be there, to feel like the trees and the grasses and the spirits of the natural world around us, all plants growing around us, supporting us. We just let go into it. And I know that you came here for a message, so I know we will get to those. But this is all part of it. I think it's really just dropping all the weight of the world, the burdens that we may carry, anything that feels harmful or dark or scary or uncomfortable, or anything that we have brought with us to this space now, we can just drop and let go of, and trust that the earth will take it from us easily, naturally. She transmutes it really effortlessly. And trusting our heart and our crown, soul star, chakras to stay aligned, balanced in this, as we just really just let go. Allow our bodies to just be strong and aligned, yet also relaxed and heavy and grounded, like giving ourselves what it is that we need to sink down into the earth. Our ancestors of love are here to support us. They know what it's like to walk this path and to live on this earth. They know the burdens that sometimes we carry, and they are here with us, helping us to drop these, to take them from our shoulders. The worries of what we've been told that we need to be, or how we must act or look, they are here along with the earth, with Great Gaia, our other mother, to help us dissolve these things and just be. It's a great gift that they offer to us, to just relax and shed. And I feel like a lot of those on this path who think and relate in similar ways. Oftentimes we feel as though we must keep going and keep doing to change what we see if we don't like it, or to end cycles, or just keep doing all this heavy lifting work. But I feel like what the message is for this time and this space is to really just let go. Feel the embrace, feel to drop in to the heart space. And in dropping into the heart space, we stay grounded and anchored in love. And then we drop into the earth, where we let go of our bodies and our beings and our vessels. And we drop in and we really just let it go, and we allow the soul star to keep us aligned with the higher wisdom of the universe, our heart to be the bridge between these two realms, and the earth to just really hold us, to just be, no matter how we are, no matter what we may look like. It's such a relief to just let go. You've been carrying much too much for far too long. And now is your chance to just be, to drop it and to be safe and present and grounded, and there's nothing that needs to be changed, but it's like the ancestors are here, taking off this heavy coat that you may have worn to go outside, to be well and to spread love and joy, and here they are helping you take the coat off and offering a shoulder to lean on and an arm around your back to just hold you. As you exhale, a sigh of relief that it's all okay, and we're good, and we're safe, and we need not do anything other than just be for now. And we'll do things that we need to do when we need to do them, but for now, it's just to be, to surrender to that, all that that is. To breathe into it, to know how safe and held we are. Also, with our crown and our soul star chakra above our head, you can imagine a white or golden, just light veil that moves around us and protects us and creates this beautiful, nourishing shield that just pours down around us and through us. And this is one of the other gifts that we have been given, is just to bask in the gloriousness of the light, and it comes from just right above our head, and it's pure and it's delicate and it's powerful and it's cleansing, and it feels so good to just drop all into the earth and to feel this light and to reside within our hearts as we feel this, as we ground. And it feels like this light and this dropping of energy is like a battery reset. It charges us and it helps us to reset through just being. And we don't need to question it or fight it. It's really just like an allowing. It's one of the waves, and the water pulls back, and sometimes we just sit in it and allow. And dang, it feels good to just let it all go. There may be thoughts of others, of what's going on around, but in this space, this safe light, this veil, this protective, nourishing shield, feels like it comes up from the earth now too. You just like soften and relax and allow the light to nourish you and to hold you, like light from the earth and light from source, anchoring into the heart, expanding up and out and just through the body, through the field, washing away shadows and old stagnant energies and everything that may cloud the vision. This is the space and the spot to rest and to just be, to surrender and to allow. It's like a little checkpoint of reset, a reset moment with palms facing downward, grounding into the earth, and pure light traveling up and down and around our bodies, maybe even allowing beautiful rainbows to move within and up the spine, rebalancing and realigning all of our internal energy centers as the light of the earth, the light of source, and the light of our hearts anchor us in their purity. It's really just a letting go and a dropping in as we reset in this space together. Allowing what needs to come up. Knowing how safe we are, how aligned and how powerful we are, and that there's no need to fight it, that in this space we are safe, and all that we feel or think or see is just information that can be let go like a passing cloud. And each breath ushers in a new wave, a new cycle, a new expanse of energy. It revitalizes our cells, recharges them, and helps them to live more vibrantly and open and aware. And the exhale purges and cleanses all that no longer serves. And you just breathe into it and feel it and just be okay in it. We can also rub our hands together because they are connected to our heart chakras, and that helps us connect deeper to our hearts. So I invite you, if you would like, to join me if you haven't already. I hope you have. In generating some more light through the palms, generated from the heart, from beneath our feet in the earth, and above our crowns in the sky, connected to these white light centers in our hearts, building this white ball of light. Can pull it apart and feel it a bit, and then giving that light and that love to ourselves. Feeling our own embrace. Feeling what it feels like to have your hands connected to your heart. Holding and supporting. Allowing. It's like holding the diaphragm up. It's like saying, I've got you, and we're okay, and we're safe. And it feels like the ancestors of love, or guides, or angels, or maybe other aspects of ourselves also have a hand on our back, all benevolent and all of love, holding and supporting. Helping us to let go and to release more layers of old suits and old armor that we once wore. Feeling really just pure and connected to the source, to our true source, to the heart, to be able to find and to explore and to feel what feels good and what feels right. And letting go into that space, finding what feels right. Maybe it's head rolls or just leaning back and relaxing. This is your space and your opportunity to really feel. This is your excuse and your ticket and your key to just be. This is your opening in your space to just exist and to be here with me, or to be here with yourself, most importantly. Because as we are here with ourselves, we're able to be more present with others when we go about our days. We're able to show up more presently for ourselves through rest, sacred rest. And just allowing what needs to be, and feeling this, feeling held. I've got you, you're okay, we'll be okay. Breathing, letting go, and just being. Thanking our hearts, bowing to the wisdom within, and around. Thank you, Earth. Thank you, guides. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you, Source. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you, body. Thank you, mind. Thank you, soul. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for resting. Thank you for being with yourself. Thank you for listening. Thank you for being your body, your soul, your mind, your heart, all external energies that are here supporting, are here to bless and to hold and are all worthy of gratitude. Thank you. Now I will get some cards because I feel like that is what we may need to close up this message. Okay. I feel like we needed that space and that time to just go inward and to feel and to ground, and then to take in whatever is to come. Sometimes that can be one of the most powerful things, to take a couple moments or a couple minutes to just be and to feel, to reset before moving on, before going out, before creating or trying, or sometimes just taking a couple moments to breathe and to be before we go live our lives is what is best. To feel grounded and to feel centered and to feel okay. To feel ready to take on what is to come. What else do we need to know, Spirit? Okay. All right. Dang. I feel like we needed to ground before this message because what is coming through? I got the Gossip card, Align Your Life, and the Advocate card. Okay, so feels like there might be, how do I say this? Like there may have been people or one second. Just cleansing, bringing in a new energy to this space, bringing in a new energy to this space to cleanse and clear it. Okay, Spirit, show me clearly the truth. It feels like maybe at one point in your life, you might have delighted in gossiping or in kind of talking about people behind their backs. Like it felt good. It made the ego feel good to be kind of powerful in that way. But I feel like you've got into a space where you now honor the feelings of others and you honor their trust, and in like, you know that like in speaking ill of another, it is just a reflection of speaking ill of ourselves in many ways. I feel like this also does tie back into the original card number 1. And in it, I spoke of this trickster energy that may dupe people and like show them different things about, like, they might, what should I say? Like, they may show a certain face that is not always authentic. And I guess that connects to the gossip card, because when we gossip about people, we usually don't say those things directly to their face. You know, we share these things that maybe we've heard or that we think are our opinions, but we would never really directly say that to someone. Maybe we would, but I feel like the nature of gossiping is just like speaking behind someone's back. So with the trickster energy, maybe one thought with that is that might be an aspect of ourselves that we have not entirely seen, something that might have been hidden in the shadow, connected to the pile number 2, hidden in the shadow of our pleasure senses, or hidden in the shadow of like the sacral space, the sacral chakra, which is connected to our emotions. I feel like maybe at one point there may have been a need to gossip in order to feel safe, to feel secure, like you have an upper hand, or like you have something over someone in sharing what you have heard, even if it may not spread something beautiful. I feel like what is being shared now, though, is that you've reached a space where you've outgrown that. You've become the advocate for others. So if gossip is brought to you, you may take it with a grain of salt and say, I hear that, and also infinite truth, universal truth, sees truth from all angles. And you know that, there's this truth from all these different perspectives, and there's no one right or wrong way necessarily. With the Align Your Life card, we could be aligned more or less with certain things rather than others. Like if we are aligning with sharing truth and sharing love and speaking from a heart-centered wisdom place, or from a more gossipy kind of space where we're just kind of sharing things that sometimes do feel good, because it's like I feel safe that I no longer have to carry this information, or that like someone else is doing worse than me, or whatever the story is. It's like aligning our lives, or your life, means like kind of pulling out these threads or these thorns that others may have stuck into us, to like be pulled into like the gossip or the drama, and like plucking those out and like pulling them out and saying like, nope, that is not me anymore, and I will not engage with that anymore. And I choose to see a clear reflection of myself and of all others. Like I choose to be aligned in my power and in my purpose, and I choose to only share words and wisdom and truth that uplift others and that help us remain connected to the earth and to source and to spirit and to our hearts. It's saying like, even if others may be gossiping about you or have in the past, or there may be like hate going around, it's saying like, no, I will not take that, and creating that shining shield of protection all around, that white light of luminance, and saying, I will not take any of that into my field. I will not allow any gossip or hatred towards myself or others into this energy space. Yeah, and then just really protecting your peace in that through just not allowing, and when that might be brought to you from others, from coworkers, from family, whoever it is, when people try to dump that on you, you say, nope, I choose not to engage with that. I don't want to be a part of this. I refuse to speak ill of another, and to know in your heart that there are always many perspectives. There are many paradigms out here. There are many different avenues, and there's infinite amount of stories that are going on. And when we just say, no, I refuse to engage with energies that drain me or that put down another, we are protecting ourselves, and we are also offering this gift to another. We are offering this gift to whoever it is that is being talked about or shared about. And then it also tells our reality that we are not allowing any hatred in, but like that we're going to defend ourselves, and we are going to stand up for ourselves. And it shows like the inner self, the inner child, any wounded parts of ourselves that we're here, and we will defend us. We will like be there to protect. And then it also shows others around. It shows those people that then come into our reality that we will not engage with energies that put others down or keep us down. And so then the people that come into our lives and live in our realities, or maybe people change and they start to reflect the truer, clearer version of ourselves, then gossip just floats away. It's not part of the story anymore. It naturally dissipates. It moves out of the energetic field and out of the energetic space. It just literally just floats away, and we can like literally just like flick it off and say like, nope, like I don't want that around me anymore. And I now commit, and I choose to only speaking of others from a place of love. And that does not mean that we ignore when we have been wronged, or that we pretend that things did not happen, but it just means that we acknowledge the hurts that we have had, and maybe we take action to speak about them to the people that have hurt us. Maybe we don't, but we just cut off those threads once they have been settled. We don't continue this continued enmeshment, this continued stewing that just really keeps us in a lower space. It really is just like letting that go, releasing all of that, so that we can just really come into our full expression and our power and our embodiment of living like the life that we truly want and that we deserve. What else do we need to say on that? It's just like, we don't need gossip. What we say about others comes back to us. What we say about others creates our own life, and it is just a reflection of us. What we dislike in others is a reflection of us. So what we may see in another that we are not happy with, and if we continue to stew on it and really live in that space of like hatred and disgust for the actions of another, it's because there's a part of us that's in the shadow that has not come to light yet, that is not feeling seen or heard or loved, that wants to be. That really just wants to be, and wants to be part of your experience, but loved and integrated and not pushed away. And that's the same for all people, I believe. And yeah, so when we change the way that we speak of others, we change the way that we speak to ourselves, and vice versa. When we change the way we speak to ourselves, we change the way that we speak to others. And if you do notice that you have been gossiping or that others are gossiping about you, we can create the boundaries with others. Or we can also see what parts of ourselves are not feeling like stood up for, or what parts of ourselves, if we are gossiping, what parts of ourselves we haven't yet loved or integrated within ourselves, within our beings. And that is where we like truly reclaim and like open up these gates. We open up the portals, is like through just like loving fully our fullest selves. And we take it in time, and it doesn't have to all be done at once. And if you don't know what to do or how to love yourself or how to love those parts, you can really just send out a prayer or an ask and say, Source, Spirit, God, angels, please show me how I can love this part of myself. Please show me how I can bring resolution and harmony and unity to this situation. And please show me clearly how I can really love and nurture all parts of myself. And please support me and guide me in all steps of this. Yeah, please hold me and help me to integrate all parts of my being, the light, the dark, the shadow. Help me to live full and strong and true, and help me to see what has not yet been seen, that I am ready to see, that will help me live more whole, complete, grounded, centered, aligned. Help me to see myself and all others clearly. Help me to know and easily protect myself and my energy. Thank you. Sometimes sending out a prayer with the beginning of thank you, like thank you for helping me to do this. Thank you for helping me to see all things clearly, helps it just affirm to our subconscious mind that it already has been done, because in the moment that we ask, it is done. So thank you for helping me. Thank you for guiding me. Thank you for holding me. Thank you for protecting me. Thank you for helping me know how safe I am to shine my light and to be me exactly as I am. Thank you for helping me to love all parts of myself fully and completely. Thank you for helping me to let go of shame and guilt and blame and insecurity and all things that block the flow of magical abundance in my life. Thank you for dissolving these now. Thank you for helping me to surrender to the love and to open up to the love that surrounds me. Thank you for helping me to surrender to living a life full of pleasure and making each step I walk a living prayer. What else shall we say, Spirit? I love you. Thank you, angels, guides, all of you. I love you. And thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting and for honoring yourself. Thank you for listening to the call. Thank you for sticking with it. Thank you for really just being yourself and trusting yourself and being you, no matter how much opposition that you face, no matter how many internal voices or external voices or people or situations try to block you or keep you down. Thank you for continuing on and loving yourself and being yourself and showing yourself. Like, thank you. Truly, you are making an impact beyond what you may ever know. But I really do hope that you know it, because it's truly magnificent. And yeah, trust in your ability to cut through doubt, and you can call on angels for anything in that sort. Angels of discernment to ground and to hold you and to see all things clearly, to show you who your people really are, to show you yeah, what's really meant for you. One final card for this pile. There's sanctuary in the trees. There's sanctuary and harmony and balance when we allow ourselves to be held and nurtured by nature. No matter the movement or the energies or the things that try to move you around or pull you in different directions, you are held and you are safe and you are still aligned and balanced from your heart and your third eye, your intuition. No matter what tries to move you from place, you are rooted and you are grounded because you also are the trees. You know what it's like to live in that space, to be that energy. You are rooted, and nothing can sway you from your heart's truth and the knowings, the seeing, what you see, what you truly know through your intuition. No external wind can knock you down, for you are rooted deep down. There's flowers, there's ancestors, there's other beings around that are helping you, keeping you strong. And also sometimes the wind helps us to grow. Sometimes the wind is what helps us to build even deeper roots. Sometimes the wind and the movement and the things around are what help us thrive, because it helps us grow stronger foundations so that we can really just move up and out and expand. Big stretch, like a dog. So, that's that, I guess. What else do we need to say, Spirit? Okay, one more card. All right. In order to open up to the magical abundance of your life, you must take action, and there must be energy required. But in that, it will open you up to infinite miracles. Miracles are how you were born. You were born with all the codes of miracles in your life, and it's your birthright. It really truly is, to just open up to that and to see that and to feel that and to know that and to live that. And it does take action, and it does take energy, and it takes aligned action and aligned energy, aligned to our hearts and our third eyes and our crowns to spirit, to pure love and light, and our roots down to the earth. And that's how we end up seeing the potential of sacred beauty in all things. And that's how we open up to the belief in the knowing, in the true just embodiment of knowing that all is possible. Yeah, stay true to yourself. Rest, but also take that action. But give yourself a break when you need it. Sometimes it's good. Sometimes it's what helps us grow even more. Sometimes it's what helps us to be our best. Yeah, cycles, baby. It's all gonna be okay. I love you. Thank you for being here. Use your judgment, use your discernment. You are wise and you are strong, and you know yourself better than anybody else. Trust your heart, trust your gut, trust your intuition. I love you, and take care of yourself. Choose the reflections you would like to see in your life. If they make you feel good, they're for you. If they don't make you feel good, then they're not for you. I love you so much. So much, so much. Thank you for being here, and I wish you all the best. Bye now.